Hello everyone, this is Ineno. Long time no cast. I'm glad to be back casting for StarCraft 2 Tournament. This is number 6 and the grand finals. So this is held on Saturday, October 27th, and this is game 1 out of best of 5 between blue Terran player Gumiho starting at the 3 o'clock position and pink Terran player MrGlorious starting on the 9 o'clock position. The map is Lost Temple. So four spots to be spawning on, and these players have been spawned on the cross position, so there will be a long travel line between these two. And this map is very easy to defend in its natural, so we will probably see a very long at least 2 base game between the two, as the expansions will be easy to defend due to siege tanks. And the long travel distance time will be easy to see because of these xel'naga towers. So we might see a lot of drops between the two, as well as a lot of turtling and or containment with siege tanks. So this map is pretty much the fight over control of these xel'naga towers with siege tanks. So not the most exciting matchup, I have to say, especially on this map. So hopefully there will be some interesting things going on. But so far, pretty much the same exact build order, as the new patch only allows barracks to be built after the first supply depot. So there's not much deviation there, and both chose to go gas at the same time. So very basic, maybe some early Marine Marauder push, but will not be very effective due to long travel distance time, and as I said earlier, the xel'naga tower, the ease to the access of xel'naga tower. So MrGlorious going around getting as much information as he can, while Gumiho does chase with his SCV, although it's almost not necessary because of the Marine coming out, and the SCV going down with 13 health, and Gumiho getting the same fate, getting shot down by the Marine. Very similar HP, 15 to 13, so pretty much the same. And nicely done with the rally point on the corner so that Marine will not be able to take pot shots at its SCV. Very stuff like this will make a difference between a very good diamond player and a mediocre platinum player. And surprisingly, MrGlorious does win with much less HP, so probably got the initial attack off. So first blood goes to MrGlorious as he gets control of that xel'naga tower. And then the Marine going out, probably trying to finish this SCV, and he will be successfully doing so. The game is now even, except Gumiho does have that control of the xel'naga tower. Now 3 Marines are coming out, probably trying to take this Marine out, so it's a little early push going on already between the two, trying to get the control of the xel'naga tower, and Gumiho probably does not notice this. He is not pulling his Marine back, and that Marine will be goner. So now MrGlorious is now up in the battle between the Marines. So 2 barracks to 1 factory, so we might see a very early push, very early getting Hellingen out for the scout, while MrGlorious is going for a factory and a tech build, so he will be going for that siege tank as soon as possible. So 1-1-1 build coming from MrGlorious, while 2-1 build going from Gumiho, and Gumiho's taking his SCVs along with him. So this is pretty much an all-in push, as I can see at this point, and he does get Gumiho does a little mistake on that. Lets the Marine scout the SCVs coming, so he will be prepared with a bunker. So a little late on the bunker. Let's see how this goes. A little late on the SCVs. Nicely positioned on the SCV. Oh, the SCV's trying to take out the SCV, but the SCV pulling out SCV, but the tank is out. So this will be very easily repelled by Gumiho, and Gumiho here loses a bunch of all his 4 SCVs, as well as a few Hellions, or 1 Hellion. So let's see the unit going on. Ooh, that 4 SCV that he lost was very painful for Gumiho. He is now behind in the economic game, so this is where he needs to apply pressure or do some sort. It's only 4 SCVs, but it may take a toll on the very long run. So Gumiho doing a very well job of scouting the area. He's getting that early expansion up because he knows that MrGlorious is teching up, so he has the option to tech up to get that econ advantage he just lost. And the Hellion is scouting right now for any expansions. Very nicely done. And the first medevac is going out for MrGlorious, so he's going the long way around the top version, and unfortunately this Hellion will be right here to probably intercept, or not intercept, but will scout this drop coming in if Gumiho is keen enough. And there he goes. Hellion does see this medevac going across. MrGlorious apparently does not realize this Hellion is there. Maybe he is just playing risky, just is going in for that drop in, but the Hellion did give sight, and the SCV is pulled back. And no, and he's trying to do the medevac drop micro, and Stimpack going out. Let's see if he could take it out. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, and half health. Oh, he might take. No, very close. MrGlorious could have lost the medevac with full units if he did not correct that pathing right there. So no SCV losses for Gumiho. Good job on his Hellion. And let's see if MrGlorious pulls back. He seems like he's pulling back. So this may be a little mind game right here. I like it. MrGlorious is probably faking out that he might have retreated to get that medevac repaired or whatnot, but he might go straight back. Guess not. He's just standing there. SV Hellion coming in trying to get that xel'naga tower, which is a good thing. Oh, and that drop is coming in by MrGlorious. Scanning beforehand to see anything's up, and he will be sieging. Is he sieging? Yes, he will be sieging. Takes 1 SCV out. And that second one will go down, and 3. Why is he pulling his SCVs in? Oh, that's 4, 5, too many SCVs. 6. Let's see if another one goes down, but no. Wow, very close. He could have lost another 3 or 4 SCVs there, but he just lost a good 4 or 5 SCVs, and he's now very behind in the economic game. And MrGlorious is having twice the amount of SCVs, and Gumiho needs to pump up meals and a lot of SCVs. Because MrGlorious is behind on energy count because of the few scans he did there, but it may not be enough. So very behind, twice the amount of SCVs. This game could end very soon. 3 racks going up for MrGlorious, 4 racks, 5 racks. So 5-1-1 build going out. He could be a very strong Marine Marauder push coming in a few minutes. Let's see if Gumiho and his 1 bunker can fend this thing off. Maybe if he gets enough siege tanks, his 2-1-1 build could fend anything. This incoming push back. But Gumiho probably understands his very very big disadvantage in econ. He brought his Viking in maybe to harass the gas line by landing his Viking here, but MrGlorious, knowing this map, probably played it a lot of times, knows about the very annoying drops right here that siege tanks and Vikings could do. So this map is, I didn't mention earlier, but very Terran orientated. A lot of harass possibilities coming from the Terran. So if you utilize the max, Gumiho can still come back if he does any Genius drops or any Banshee play, as there is no and Viking going in, getting 1. Let's see if he could get any. Oh, he's lifting off, but no avail. He got 1 SCV, or a few SCVs off at that exchange. Not exactly enough compared to the mineral slots he had from that Viking. And let's see if Glorious does see the bunker, but that could probably pretty much give away that there is an expansion there.
Ready to go.
So SCV sitting here not doing anything, probably repairing that Viking, but not doing anything other. Should be shift clicking on this situation, on this kind of situation. You could repair and shift click back to the mineral line, just in case some of you didn't know. And double gas is going up for Gumiho, so you're probably going to tech up, getting a lot more siege tanks as he is building his second factory. So this will be a lot more siege tanks popping out his way, and he's making a reactor on the barracks, probably, excuse me, putting out a lot of Marines. So he's going a very Terran standard Viking, Marine, and tank build. And gold expansion is being taken by MrGlorious, a little out of place on the center. Probably will move it later. Probably destroy the rock sooner than he thought. So 3 base play against 2 base with almost double SCVs. Some very big disadvantage coming from MrGlorious. He's able to take the initiative because of that, and he's putting the siege tanks on the xel'naga tower, which is a very good idea because siege tanks can shoot farther than they actually can see. So the xel'naga tower enhances, not enhances, it maximizes the siege tank shooting range. So although MrGlorious should take the time to spread out his tanks in a circular line around the opening in order to get maximum efficiency from the siege tanks, as well as in case any drop comes in from any Vikings or medevacs, you'll be able to fend it off. Because one drop right here in the middle will be able to take all these tanks out, as well as the Marines, due to splash damage and inability to fire in close range. So somewhat of poor positioning from a very high level player, but he's probably very confident that no push will be coming out anytime soon. And Gumiho, probably bored of this twirling position right here, is patrolling his Vikings to do a little dance there. And MrGlorious building turrets, and this Viking will probably see it. Will he see it? And yes, he will see turrets, but he will not see the command center. So he does not see the command center, so... But, I mean, turrets should give it away that there is an expansion there. So at this point, Gumiho does need to, instead of stop turtling, but push in or harass, do some backdoors. The more bases you have, the harder to defend. So, ooh, and MrGlorious accounting that and start building turrets along this middle line in case a secret expansion is going up here. And so very nicely done. He's bringing out more SCVs, so he's probably building another line of turrets down here as well. Yes, he is. Now, so the